Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed. Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Architecture cannot be totally explained, but must be experienced. It should play to all the senses: the smell of vegetation after rain, the sound of birds, and the wind in the trees. Experiencing tropical modernism with Sri Lankan architect Geoffrey Bawa. Continue watching to find out more.
There is no good reason to make war except that you are sadistic and disgusting.
Gracious viewers, to greet the Rakhine people when you are among them, follow the custom by putting your hands together and saying, Tharli Swapar. Your goodwill will be received warmly. I'm so kind. The sweet Rakhine people are inspired by your realization of the transient nature of life. May your spiritual understanding deepen every day with your sincere and diligent practice in Buddha's guidance. Welcome to our show, Experiencing Tropical Modernism with Sri Lankan architect Geoffrey Bawa. From Miami Beach, Florida, USA, to coastal cities in Singapore, Brazil, and Australia, to Malaysian forests and Costa Rican mountains, we often marvel at some of the elegant modern architectural structures that not only adapt to the tropical climate with ample ventilation, shade, and fluid living space, but also blend into the environment. These are the common characteristics of tropical modernism, an architectural style created by Sri Lanka's most renowned architect, Geoffrey Bawa. Tropical modernism is an architectural category coined for Geoffrey Bawa's artistic ability to blend indoor spaces seamlessly with the surrounding outdoor environment. He used locally sourced building materials, which have often been previously discarded, to create modern designs. During his lifetime, he designed over 100 buildings, including prominent governance structures, schools, offices, residences, resorts, and hotels, not only in his home country, but also in India, Indonesia, Mauritius, Japan, Fiji, and Singapore. His famous quote is, "A building can only be understood by moving around and through it, and by experiencing the modulation and feel the spaces one moves through, from outside into veranda, then rooms, passages, courtyards." Architecture cannot be totally explained, but must be experienced. It should play to all the senses: the smell of vegetation after rain, the sound of birds, and the wind in trees. Interestingly, Geoffrey Bawa did not begin his architectural career until his mid-30s, after he first attempted to follow in his father's footsteps as a lawyer. Born in Sri Lanka in 1919, then known as Ceylon, Geoffrey received education at Royal College Colombo, after which he went to England and obtained an English degree from Cambridge University. He then went on to study law at Middle Temple in London. During this time, he visited places such as Stirling Place in Essex and Beaufort Castle in Northumberland, falling in love with the picturesque gardens of Georgian England. After practicing law for a couple of years in Ceylon, he spent 2 more years traveling to East Asia, the United States, and continental Europe. Many of the gardens, landscapes, art, and architectural styles he'd witnessed on his adventures would become an inspiration for his future works. Upon returning to Sri Lanka in 1948, he purchased Lunuganga, a 15-acre, almost 61,000 square meter property on the banks of the Dedua Lake in Bantota, which became his private estate and lifelong labor of love. His vision was to create an authentic Sri Lankan garden based on the beautiful gardens he had seen across many countries during his travels. When he first began to develop the property, Mr. Bawa realized he needed formal architecture training to bring many of his ideas to life. He apprenticed for an architectural practice in Colombo, and then went back to England and earned a diploma from the Architectural Association in London in 1956. The following year, at the age of 38, he returned to Sri Lanka, finally as a qualified architect. Lunuganga became a canvas in which Geoffrey Bawa would trial many of his architectural ideas before creating them for his clients. The entire property was continuously sculpted, crafted, and enhanced from land areas to building projects over the 50 years he resided on the grounds.
A unique character of his architecture was essentially about how he managed to connect what was essentially an internal space of the home or a building to the outside. It was a clear understanding of the special status that Sri Lanka has of this extraordinary climate and wonderful environment that we all enjoy. And he made a huge effort to break those boundaries between inside and outside.
Some of the largest windows within the estate were actually salvaged from other buildings, including a 19th century window taken out of an old shop and used in Mr. Bawa's main office, producing a unique style, blending modernism with Sri Lanka's architectural past. As an avid art collector, Mr. Bawa's properties are abundantly decorated with his collections, many of which were gifted to him by his talented friends. Outdoor pieces were placed specifically to be contemplated within the context of the environmental backdrop. Today, guests can even stay at the famed property by booking one of the 9 guest rooms on site.
Vegan, because it's not just about this life. It's about hell awaiting animal people meat eaters.
Blessed viewers, we'll now pause for a moment to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome to our show, Experiencing Tropical Modernism with Sri Lankan architect Geoffrey Bawa. Let's take a look at some of Geoffrey Bawa's most famous structures. The Sri Lankan Parliament complex, located outside the capital city of Colombo, was built at the invitation of His Excellency, President J.R. Jayawardene in 1979. Standing on an artificially created island, the complex looks like a grand palace floating on an expansive body of water. The building was designed using construction methods that keep inhabitants cool during the summer heat and withstand the drastic change of weather between seasons. The style of the central pavilion and 5 smaller buildings around it lies in vernacular architecture, which is designed with local materials to reflect local traditions. The Sima Malacca Buddhist temple, situated in the Beira Lake in Colombo, was reconstructed by Geoffrey Bawa in 1976, after the 19th century structure began to sink into the water. Mr. Bawa's design was inspired by the ancient monasteries in Anuradhapura and Ritigala. The temple sits on platforms over the water and is connected to the mainland only by pontoon bridges. A shrine dedicated to the goddess of mercy and compassion, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, vegetarian, is seen at the entrance to the temple. The University of Rahuna's main campus sits on the south coast of Matara, covering a 30-hectare or 0.3 square kilometer site built on 3 hills filled with pavilions and courtyards with stunning ocean views. Geoffrey Bawa was once quoted saying, "If this place doesn't turn students into civilized beings, nothing will." One of Mr. Bawa's most famous estate constructions was for his artist and designer friend, Ana de Silva, and her husband. To ensure privacy within the city landscape, Mr. Bawa designed a secluded home with rooms facing a central courtyard. The interior space was connected with 5 sub-courtyards that filled the rooms with natural light and fresh air.
You only have to go there and be in that environment to know that you're in somewhere special. There's just such an aura about it. The landscape, the way there are no walls to this house, the way the inside and the outside become one. It is a unique building.
Today, this amazing home has been relocated from Colombo to Lunuganga, the home of Geoffrey Bawa. Some of Mr. Bawa's admirers consider the Harrington's Kandalama Hotel at Dambulla one of his masterpieces. It is situated overlooking an ancient reservoir with a distant view of one of the most important archaeological sites in Sri Lanka, the Sigiriya ancient rock fortress. The building is carefully hidden under dense vegetation, fusing human construction with the natural environment. Rock forms are integrated into the design as the least amount possible of earth was moved to form the structure. One of the hotel's crown jewels is the main swimming pool, which appears to flow directly into the lake beyond. Jet Wing Lighthouse Hotel was the last project Mr. Bawa oversaw and was known as one of his best. The site overlooks the Indian Ocean from a rocky promontory with stunning views. The hotel's interior is composed of interlinked open spaces with linear arbors that seem to play with light as the sunbeams filter through. The hotel features an entrance staircase with carved copper and brass balustrade. It is illuminated by light filtering through from a domed ceiling. In 2001, Geoffrey Bawa received the Special Chairman's Award in the 8th cycle of the Aga Khan Award for Architecture, becoming one of only 4 architects to receive the award since its inception in 1977. Geoffrey Bawa passed away in 2003. However, his legacy lives on through the Geoffrey Bawa Trust. The Trust is a non-profit which he established in 1982 to further the fields of architecture, fine arts, and ecological and environmental studies. Today, the Geoffrey Bawa Trust provides educational lectures and tours, scholarships, exhibitions, and more. In February 2022, the It Is Essential to Be There art exhibit debuted in Colombo, featuring many documents from Geoffrey Bawa's archives which had never been shown publicly before. The title of the exhibit reflects Mr. Bawa's philosophy that it's important to see and feel a space before designing a structure within it. Bawa's Garden, a film following a young architect searching for the lost garden of Lunuganga, debuted at film festivals and in theaters in 2022.
Because Geoffrey always said, you have to look out from the inside rather than the other way around.
I'm not willing to eat animal products if it means another species had to die for my gain, especially when there are so many other options out there now. Anthony Malali, vegan.
Serene viewers, thank you for your company today during Experiencing Tropical Modernism with Sri Lankan architect Geoffrey Bawa. Up next is My Vegan Journey, Millennial Veganism with Paul Caldwell, vegan, right after noteworthy news. May your days be uplifted by the glorious celestial melodies in Buddha's infinite light.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule و suprememastertv.com/AJAR.